Well, hello and welcome along
Hello.
to another edition of the Andrew Eborn Show. And I'm joined again by Aline Waits. How are you doing, Aline?
Well, I'm doing fine. I'm just a bit battered at the moment because one of my dearest, best friends has died. We used to have this round table at the Café Rouge, or the Rough Caf, as we called it. And we had 10 very special people who started it. And Barry Booth was one of them. And now he's died. We have only 3 of them left. So it's a very strange day for me, and I feel very battered by it, but I shall be all right in a minute. But I wondered if I could just say a few lines of proof rock, which Barry and I used to do all the time. That and anything to do with Lawrence Hart. We both adored Lawrence Hart, which I've sent things about Lawrence Hart to him. I spoke to his wife on Friday, and he died on Saturday. But there are 1 or 2 people who are going to want to say something about him, so that could happen a bit later on if I could just say now. Can I do a bit of frou-frou? Would you mind?
I think absolutely. And what's interesting is that it was, the very first call that you made was to me to tell me that Barry had passed and you wanted to express your condolences because it was
I just wanted to say
massive part of your life. And as you say, the Rough Caf, the Café Rouge,
yes.
10 of you altogether, and now only 3 are left. Who are the 3 who are left?
Janet Locke and Barry Cryer and me.
And the other 7 then, talk me briefly through those.
Well, there was Terence Baylor, who was in with the Monty Python lot. He played Leggy something or other, their agent in the Ruttles. Barry Booth, of course. Bert Kwok, who, my darling friend Bert Kwok, who was one of our best friends. David Wykes, who used to play at the Pinder, along with Barry. Barry and David used to do it at the Pinder. That was in the 70s. So it's a long time. And Robin, of course, died too. And Norma Dunbar, who was one of our original wonderful, wonderful actress and singer and dancer. And Francis, of course, Francis Chuka, who was one of my best people who died last February, about a year ago, just a year ago. So it's an enormous loss, 7 people out of 10. And then Bill Franklin also was one, but he came in a little bit later. Bill Franklin, who used to do You Know Who. Do you remember him doing that?
Of course, absolutely. And it's an amazing collection of people, as you say. How did it start? What was the catalyst for getting you all together?
Well, I don't quite know. I'm not absolutely sure. But Robin was not well. Now, I think Robin and I first discovered the Café Rouge when it opened. And there was somebody else there as well. Some other actors were there. And they had a big party to celebrate the opening. And we became members of the Café Rouge, if you believe. I think we were going to see his daughter, who was the DSM for, that nice thing about the, I'm sorry, I've gone. Yes, not Les Miserables, but the one about the girl being left alone in. Oh God, what's it called? It's like, I've gone. I'm sorry, I've gone.
Miss Saigon? Which one being left alone?
Miss Saigon, of course.
It was Miss Saigon.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Of course, and Sam was the DSM on that, and so that was why we were in that area. And we just went to the Café Rouge and found we were in a party with Simon, not Simon Cowell, but Simon somebody. I'm sorry, the names just escaped.
Simon Callow.
Yes, that would be him.
I'm doing quite well here. I'm remembering more of the story than you. But
you can remember it. But then you see, I talk about it quite a lot, sort of off stage. But, suddenly I'm sort of here on stage and I can't remember it. But never mind.
But that's what, and it is interesting to say the first call that you make is you wanted to share those memories, because we always say that people don't, when they pass, they don't want you to grieve for the loss that we've suffered, but rather
Oh,
to
no.
celebrate,
Oh,
those
yes.
happy moments. And you had
He's
many
not going
happy
to have a
moments.
funeral. He's not going to have a funeral.
He's not going to.
He didn't want a funeral, but as soon as the ban is lifted, we're going to have a party.
I understand. Well, you wanted to read a couple of bits. As you say, the tributes will continue to.
Is that all right?
Of course it's all right.
Just a little bit.
Of course.
Just a little bit, because this is what we used to do all the time. With Lawrence Hart and T.S. Eliot, of course. So this is the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock, and it's just the beginning because it's quite long. Let us go then, you and I, when the evening is spread out against the sky like a patient etherized upon a table. Let us go through certain half-deserted streets, the muttering retreats of restless nights in one-night cheap hotels and sawdust restaurants with oyster shells, streets that follow like a tedious argument of insidious intent to lead you to an overwhelming question. Oh, do not ask what is it. Let us go and make our visit. In the room, the people come and go, talking of Michelangelo. That is what I shall do, just for now. We used to do it all the time to each other because it is so sweet. I mean, it was a strange situation because we were so close, but not lovers, you understand? It was an incredible thing. We just talked and talked and talked and talked. And I knew his wife, obviously, because she was with us when we did the shows at the Pinder. And I'd been dreaming of him. And that's so strange, you know, because I haven't seen him for a long time. I had a Christmas card and things like that. And I was dreaming of him, and I was obsessed by him, and I kept singing these Lawrence Hart songs, as you know, just one, and especially it never entered my mind. And then I just rang Liz, and she told me that he was terribly ill, and that he wasn't, you know, he was going to go very soon. And on Saturday, when he went, I was not answering the phone because I was on the phone all day long to other people about other things, you know. So it was Dee who got in touch with me in the end, who was another of the people who used to play for us, who was from Jethro Tull, and I will talk to him quite shortly. Yes, I said I would talk to Dee. Yes. Okay, darling. Well, that was what I wanted to do, and that was what I wanted to say. So, is that all right? I mean, I'll think of other things to say.
Aline, it's more than all right. So, remembering Barry Baz Booth, as he was known.
Baz Booth's own, yes. You can find all about him, everything about him on there, all the millions of people he played for. I mean, Roy Orbison was the biggest one, because that was the one that he started.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, working with. And of course, he also worked a lot with darling Rolf, who there's a story there which I would have to tell at some point, because he was a nice man too. He still is.
Amazing memories, many to be shared. But for now, thank you very much for joining us.
Well, thank you, darling, for letting me come and say it. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.